limitless. The ability to break free. To experience golf in ways you never thought possible. Taking your game to levels once only dreamed of. Welcome to the next generation of golf. This is EA Sports Rory McIlroy PGA Tour. Hello again, everyone. This is Rich Lerner here to walk you through some lessons on. The first thing you need to know is how to aim your shot. Change your aim direction to aim at the targets and pass this lesson. Picking the right club is another key to shot. Your current club is always displayed here. Change your club to aim at the targets and pass this lesson. There are 6 basic shot types built into the. Your current shot type is always displayed here. A full shot aims your club at its maximum distance. A choke shot aims you a little shorter than the club's maximum distance. A punch shot is a low shot used to get out of the trees or keep the ball under the wind. A pitch shot is useful when you get near the green. A flop shot is useful near the green when you need the ball to stop quickly. A chip shot is useful when you are right next to the green and have a lot of room to work with. Creating custom shots starts with knowing how to change your aim distance. Change your aim distance to aim at the target and pass this lesson. You can further customize your shots. Your shot shaping meter will show up here when you are actively using it. Change your shot shape to aim through the rings and pass this lesson. There are 3 different ways to play the game. Each offers a unique swing mechanic and supporting settings. The arcade style uses a simple analog stick swing. Additional aids like when you pull down on the swing stick, the golfer's animation will begin. The backswing meter will begin to fill. When the meter gets full, you want to push forward on the swing stick. A readout of your swing will appear after you hit your shot. The arcade style also gives you the ability to boost your power and add spin to shots. The power boost meter will show you how much power you are adding to your shot. The spin meter shows you the speed and direction of your mid-air spin. The arcade style automatically shortens your swing animation as you aim for shorter shots. The backswing meter will fill quicker and the animation will come to a stop sooner. Now that you know how to play and your training is complete, you can keep this style, practice some more, or choose a different style. So many historic moments have played out before our eyes in major championships, and today, two of the top players in the world are set to tee off. Rory McIlroy holding a one-shot lead over Martin Kaymer. It's the final round of the U.S. Open Championship at Chambers Bay.
Going into, the final round of any golf tournament with a chance to win, especially a major championship, it's a huge buzz. That's the only way I can describe it. It's the best feeling a golfer can have because you're in the mix and you're in with a chance to win one of the biggest tournaments in the world. It's an incredible feeling. It's something that you may only get to experience a handful of times in your life, so that atmosphere, you want to soak it in as much as you can and really enjoy it.
Rory McIlroy coming off a strong performance yesterday, now making his way to that first tee box and looking to add another major championship trophy to his already growing collection.
And Rich, there's no doubt both golfers will be nervous until they get that very first tee shot under their belt.
The first tee shot is probably the most difficult because you've been thinking about that shot since the night before. Once you get that first shot out of the way, you calm down, you're a little more settled, you're not quite as anxious or nervous, and you sort of get into the rhythm of the round. You want to get off to the best start possible, and obviously that starts with that first tee shot.
Well, here he is, Rory McIlroy, a past U.S. Open champion, about to tee off on what should be an historic day of golf alongside the beautiful Puget Sound. And he's underway. Frank, it looks like a good one.
Yeah, it looked like a free-flowing swing, that's for sure. It certainly betrayed the nervous feeling that we thought he might be feeling on the first tee. And a huge tee shot.
But you've been there, Frank. Nerves are good on the first tee, even for great players.
If you can control them.
Now the approach here at hole number 1. And Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. Just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green. Safely on deck.
Looks to be a good one, Frank.
Oh, nestles inside 15 feet, so a birdie chance coming up for Rory.
Frank, to win this many majors this young is impressive. It's historic. What makes McIlroy so good?
He runs to the beat of a different drum. It's his own rhythm, it's his own style. He's critiqued sometimes, I've done it, where, some poor decision making. But in the end, he's naturally aggressive, and that's why we see these sparks of brilliance. That's his way of playing, and to be perfectly honest now, I hope he doesn't change that. A birdie straight out of the gate.
Beautifully done.
I think making putts early in a round is very important. It sets the tone for the day and it gives you some positive momentum early. You see the ball go into the hole and it gives you confidence. You face a downhill putt at a US Open with greens that are as tricky as that, it just makes it even more difficult. I feel like you always face important putts no matter when it is, but obviously they're that much more important when, you know, it's the final round of a major.
Now over to the second. McIlroy with a challenging downhill putt. And I know it's early, but this is the type of putt that can really generate some momentum for the rest of the day.
Well, this putt's only 12 feet, Rich, but it's downhill. And because of that, it's going to be very, very fast. You're almost going to putt this like it's only about 8 feet long. Allow the speed of the green to take it the extra distance.
And in. What a way to start this final round. Back-to-back birdies. After an impressive drive, Rory just 165 yards out, faced with this uphill approach shot.
It's going to play closer to about 175 yards, though, Rich, because of that uphill. So probably an extra club. But Rory, even though he grew up in Northern Ireland, where it's windy, is a naturally high ball hitter. It's a good strike, good swing by McIlroy, and no problem finding the putting surface.
See if you can get this one to drop. Big birdie putt. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away.
There's some times when there might be a wait on a tee box, or you've played your shot and you're waiting on your playing partners to hit their shots, and you just look around and you realize where you are, because you don't really you don't appreciate it that much whenever you're playing, and that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about trying to win a golf tournament and not really, taking in the beauty of your surroundings.
Rory set to tee off here on the long par 3 9th hole, appropriately named Olympus for its high perch above the course. Really a stunning view.
It's right now about club selection, whether to hit one or two clubs less than what the yardage is showing right now. We're at least 100 feet above here. And you're going to want to sit up on the left side of that green. Have to avoid that menacing bunker on the right.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. And let that one get away just a bit. Now he'll have to chip and putt to make his par. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Safely aboard. Just 5 feet left. It happens sometimes, Frank. They don't all drop.
No, but you try telling him right now.
Now McIlroy is the chaser, looking up at Martin Kaymer, and that is no easy task, playing a U.S. Open and chasing the likes of a Martin Kaymer. Plus, pretty difficult shot coming up here at the 15th.
It's going to require a great flop shot to get the ball up so quickly and get it to stop in such a short space is going to take every bit of skill. Rich, you get that feeling. If there's going to be a moment, I think that moment is now.
Trying to clean this up, make his par. Routine stuff for Rory, that's a par.
Final few holes to play, especially of a major championship like the US Open. You know, it's what you've worked so hard for. It's what, you know, you've put all those hours of practice in for, and you know, this is your moment. This is your moment to see what you've got against the best players in the world and test yourself at the ultimate level. There's obviously a lot of pressure. You know, you don't want to let an opportunity like this pass you by. You don't want to let it slip. So just stay really focused, really concentrated. Try to take one shot at a time. Try and put the result out of your mind. Control what you can control. But saying that, it is difficult with so many things going on around you, whether it be the crowd, or it could be the person that you're going up against. You know, there's so many things that you can't control, but you know, the things that you can control, that's what you have to concentrate on, and that's what you have to try and, you know, do to the best of your ability. And if you can do that, that's what gives you the best chance to try and win a huge tournament like the US Open.
You couldn't ask for much more than what we have right here. Two former US Open champions, 17th hole, tied for the lead, Martin Kaymer and Rory McIlroy.
And Rich, it's easy to remember these types of situations, and it's as much about mental toughness as anything right now. The 17th hole is named Derailed, and I'm sure it's a great test for both men's mental toughness.
That should be pretty good right there, on the safe side. Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
You wonder what he's thinking on that second shot.
These are the kind of putts that keep a round going about 10 feet away for par.
Now McIlroy cleaning up here at 17.
Never a bad score on the card. That's par. One hole left to play here at the United States Open Championship. It all comes down to this. Frank, what does Rory need to do here off the tee?
Well, he has a big advantage, Rich. It's unusual actually to have a par 5 in a US Open as a finishing hole. He's slightly longer than Kaymer off the tee, so he has more chance of reaching this par 5 and 2.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
What a great drive on the final hole.
You know, Rich, so often we associate US Opens with just a straight slog, par after par, but this is a real treat. Kaymer at his best, McIlroy at their best, playing anything other than US Open style. This is a totally different generation.
Brilliant golf by the two Europeans. What a shot. I mean, McIlroy just aired it out.
If there was any risk there, it certainly didn't look like it.
He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Looks like he just misread that. You could hear a pin drop right now. It all comes down to this. Rory McIlroy to win the US Open. Can't make it, Frank, if you don't hit it.
Hubert Green once said, 99% of putts left short don't go in. don't know what happened to the other 1%, but
He has this for par. The door was open, but Martin Kaymer slammed it shut. Kaymer, the U.S. Open champion yet again. It came down to the final hole. Kaymer really put on a show. This will forever be remembered as one of the best finishes in major championship history.
Lose a lead, or you lose a major, or it doesn't quite work out the way you had hoped. At that moment in time, there's obviously a lot of disappointment, but I think that passes, and you use that as motivation for the next one. And that's the only way you can view it. You can't feel sorry for yourself, or you can't get down about it, because what's happened's happened. The past is the past, and you move on. But you use it as motivation not to let it happen again. My toughest loss was the 2011 Masters, when I had a 4-shot lead going into the final round, and completely blew up on the back nine. It was a very tough moment for me. It was very disappointing, but I used that as motivation to say to myself, that's not going to happen again. That's not the player I am. That's not the player I want to be. I used it in a way that 70 days later, I won my first US Open and my first major. So sometimes disappointments can be catalysts for good things to happen in the future, and it's just how you react to it. And I feel like, if you react to your disappointments in the right way, they can be very beneficial.
In the world of professional golf, there exists an elite club. A club filled with legends, household names, and rising stars. A club where membership is earned yearly with time, sweat, and dedication. This week, 50 players will gain entry into this exclusive fellowship. The top 25 from the regular season have already secured their spots, and another 25 spots are up for grabs here this week. Some dreams will be realized. Others will have to wait another day. Who will be next to join the likes of Jason Duffner, Grant Snedeker, and Keegan Bradley as the next great Web.com Tour graduate? EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present opening round coverage, Web.com Tour Championship. This is the fourth and final stop of the Web.com Tour Finals. Pressure-packed environment, 50 PGA Tour cards are up for grabs. Frank, this is a great day for golf, and the conditions here at Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, look to be really good.
Rich, scoring conditions are absolutely optimal today. Expect to see a lot of low numbers.
Good contact, good result. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Headed for the bunker? Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
This is an awkward length.
Well, you just can't make up ground if you don't make putts. Drop shot here at the 14th hole.
Even par, currently.
Boy, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Settles in over the putt. So, 2 over par for the round. Let's check in on the action at the 15th. Has not been a banner day for our featured player, Frank, but it is only the first round.
You always got to try and get something out of your round, even if it's something to work on for tomorrow.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
This is a good-looking shot. He'll be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away in a good spot. Now a chance for a birdie. A What a sensational putt that was, Frank.
Unbelievable. Pace, line, everything to perfection.
Little bounce in his step right now after that birdie, Frank.
Well, certainly should feel that way. That was some quality golf we've just seen. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Wow, I thought he made that. That was not a very good read right there. But he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knocking him for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect.
Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Through the years, Frank, there have been 6 aces here at 17.
But it's hard to imagine that the last one was back in 2002 by none other than the most interesting man in the game and probably the most interesting par 3 in the game.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Now a 7-footer.
Things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
So in a good spot now, fairway again, and a good opportunity to make a birdie here on the par 5.
Should be safely on deck.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity.
It's at sneaky distance.
That was just a lousy putt right there. No other way to say it. And getting ready for the putt. That's a par, and that keeps the scorecard clean, still even for the round. Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present second round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Made par yesterday, this one for birdie. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, historically in this great championship, 14 has proven to be a pivotal hole.
Everybody focuses on the finish here, but you're absolutely right, Rich. This can be an absolute scorecard record because if you spin your drive left, the drop back, perhaps on the ladies' tees, you can make 6 in a heartbeat. You try and air to the right, you can make 6 from the mounds. So a good drive down 14 gives you a chance for that fast finish.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
Still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
And he's made it onto the green now. Did the job right there. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it, well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's 2 little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Frank, this is the 3rd shot from the fairway bunker.
Yeah, good lie. And once again, just making sure you have enough loft to carry the lip in front of you and really then focus about the target in front.
He's out of the sand, Frank, but it doesn't appear as though it's headed for the flagstick.
Yeah, just right of that.
So Frank out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Frank, you're 1 behind. Sunday afternoon, you're trying to win one of the game's great championships. Is this a spot that you love as a competitor, the 16th hole of par 5, with a chance to make a lot of noise?
It's a spot you can't hide from, Rich, because you know exactly there. If you haven't looked at a scoreboard, you can feel it from the atmosphere.
Good contact, good result. What a drive. Just tattooed that. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing, and he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but that was well on the cards.
So this is the 3rd shot to the par 5. And it makes the green in regulation. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. Frank, not to plant the seed of doubt, but we must deliver the facts here on this telecast. 44 balls in the water a couple of years ago, 28 last year.
Rich, that's the announcer's curse. What will he do?
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Now one of the more difficult holes in golf, the 18th here at Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. In 2013, this hole averaged .39 strokes. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land, and can he carry it this time, though?
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
He went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Has to regroup, playing his 5th shot after hitting it in the water.
It's not all lost. Once again, check the yardage.
Frank, I hate to go negative, but let's clear a few things up. The penalties when you hit it in the water versus hitting it out of bounds.
Yeah, some people, that's a good question, Rich, because some people think they're almost the same, but when you hit it out of bounds, you're actually losing a stroke and a distance. For example, if I'm teeing off on a par 4 and I hit it out of bounds, I'm penalised a stroke for hitting out of bounds, and I'm hitting my 3rd shot off the tee. When I hit it into a water hazard, I don't have to lose all of that distance. I can drop the ball up just short of the water hazard. So the distance penalty isn't the same as if it was out of bounds.
Number 7, and nothing lucky about this one, Frank, after hitting it in the water.
It's really starting to get away from the player right now, and this is, you can just see, starting to implode.
EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present 3rd round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, as we watch the Web.com Tour Finals, anyone in particular you think could be a breakout star from this group, someone along the lines of a Keegan Bradley?
Well, the golfer I'm watching right now, really, Rich, was considered a prodigy at the age of 2, and a lot of people in the golf world have just been waiting for this player to come out, and I'm being one of those. Very impressed. The golf swing is excellent, touch, but even the competitive skill. Well, it's going to take a good one here considering what they've already gone through, Rich. Right now, that green is going to look very small, so it's going to take a good shot here to give himself an opportunity.
Some really poor play to this point. Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. So a tester from 4 feet. And he has it for birdie. Up to the 12th, Frank, and a good birdie chance here.
Yeah, good old links, short par 4. This green really divides itself into about 3 sections. There's a little piece to the right, piece short left. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there. Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet?
It's still going. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up. It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Settles in over the putt. Well, at last, a birdie. So, coming off a birdie on the last hole. On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Good putt. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
We've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Frank, as players get set to make that next step, to graduate to the PGA Tour, what part of their game has to really be sharp?
Well, nowadays, all the players are powerful, so you're looking for other things rather than straight power. One of those things is adaptability. When you get out there on that first year on the PGA Tour, remember, you're going to be playing these venues for the very first time against people that have played it 10, 15 times, perhaps, so they have an advantage. So you're going to have to adapt very, very quickly and put the time in.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up! You'd like that one again.
Frank, amazing how this hole has gotten away.
Yeah, he's not Robinson Crusoe. Happened to everybody that's played this game.
Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. And that's a bogey. And that does it for us here at TPC Sawgrass. Great day, Frank.
Yeah, a chance for the players to play one of the golf courses that has become so famous over the last 25 to 30 years.
For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long from the TPC Sawgrass and EA Sports. EA Sports and the Web.com Tour proudly present final round coverage of the Web.com Tour Championship.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. All right, Frank, this one gets everybody's attention. The 14th, 481 yards, par 4.
Yeah, it's not just the length of this hole. Water down the left, mounds to the right. This is it. You've got to buckle up here. Tee it up. This has to be your best swing. That's fine. Rich, too often we're seeing like the rich kid turn pro or want to turn pro. This player has a totally different background, a little more blue collar. This is more the way I grew up playing golf. I think just trying to do anything you can to get on the golf course and compete. And I always think, come Sunday when the pressure on, these are the players you look at. These are the dangerous players, the one that can go the whole mile.
Frank, this is a player who's done it his own way. He's not off the superstar assembly line with a cookie-cutter golf swing. I remember what former PGA champion Hal Sutton once said to me, you show me a guy with a homemade swing, that's a guy who believes in himself. And you think about the long list of great players who had homemade swings.
Yeah, I think deep down, you're right. All those great players that you're referring to, they had the belief that their way was the best way. That's why their swings always stood out. Jim Furyk comes to mind.
Lee Trevino, Raymond Floyd. I mean, it's a pretty long list. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it, well protected by a big bunker on the left, and there's two little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Frank, that's a par, and onward we go. Now the start of the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Sit down, get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
This is a 9-footer. Just dominated this hole, and it ends up with an eagle. Frank, it's the moment that makes it tough, isn't it right?
Yeah, you've made that walk from 16 green. It's 80 yards to the tee here. So as you walk along, and if your eyes venture to the right, you see it all in front of you. You see the crowd behind, and you realize this is the shortest par 3 on the golf course. But you also, if you think a little too hard, everything that you've seen over the years flashes through your mind. Second shot.
Ready for the putt. He's made it. People always talk about 17 being visually intimidating. Frank, what about 18?
if there's a little bit of wind off the right, the tee shot is so much easier. But if that wind is coming off the water, not only do you see the water and the wooden bulkheads, you see all the rough and the trees on the right. And of course, then you start bringing 5, 6, 7, even 8 into play. That's what makes this tee shot so hard.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Well, that is a ball-striking clinic right there. Another dazzling approach shot. Pretty close. Ooh, that hurts. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Putt for par. He needs one. Well, that about wraps things up for us here today. I'd like to thank my partner, Frank Nobilo. Enjoyed it, Frank.
Certainly did, Rich. Once again, the golf course provided more than a stern test.
And for the entire team, I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. The bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. And with that par, moving into the top 15 on the leaderboard. Let's check in on the action at hole number 14. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. Couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
That was not a very good read right there. Shouldn't be a problem here. Still even par for the day. Stepping up here on the 15th tee at the Wetlands, this is a 590-yard par 5.
He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big.
Smoked that one.
Frank, it may be obvious you'd rather have a ball sitting up perfectly in these fairways as opposed to the deep rough off to the left or right. But how is a player able to take advantage when he has that good lie?
Well, anything better than that would be sitting on a tee. That is a perfect lie. It almost guarantees good contact.
He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time.
That's an absolute beauty.
Third shot, looking for a good one. And it makes the green in regulation. Settles in over the putt.
A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know, just might sneak place on the podium.
In the top 10 right now. Little bounce in his step right now after that birdie, Frank.
Well, certainly should feel that way. That was some quality golf we've just seen.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
That, Frank, is position A.
Wouldn't you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Frank going for 2 in a row now. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Workmanlike hole, he walks away with a par. Par 3 17th, Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Solid par to remain 1 under. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just position the tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. Keep the 3-wood 250, 260 yards. Do the maths. It's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no. We don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. There gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
Down, little Sheba. Down!
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
One under for the round. Second round coverage coming your way tomorrow. For our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. So long for now. EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the BioWare Classic.
That is burning through the atmosphere. Look at that thing. It's got a tail on it.
Oh, that's like a rocket ship. That one was launched by NASA. Good strike, good lie. Good chance to attack the pin. See if our featured golfer can get a little something positive going here, Frank. It has been a miserable day.
Yeah, things have just appeared too tough. So really just somehow just eradicate everything you've been thinking right now. Realize this green's big enough. Just get something on the green. Opportunity maybe for a birdie.
Regarded as a very accurate player, that shot says it all. So close. Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, that's disappointing. He misses the par putt, and he'll have this for bogey. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey. So on this back nine, we started with a par 3, then a par 4, and now we get to a par 5. The 12th is 576 yards.
Yeah, nice blend of holes there that you've just referenced. 11 bends to the left, consequently 12 will bend in the other direction. Good drive required. From there, just setting up perhaps, 7 iron, 6 iron into a green that's sort of fairly uniform in shape and should present a birdie with a good second shot.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Well, Rich, if there's something to be taken out of this tournament, then it's that right there. Eagle. They've been hard to come by.
Maybe you can build on that. Now to the par 4 13th. Frank, what are the options here?
Well, another straight one required here, Rich. It's 450. It's not overly long in today's standard, but still, that fairway widens up where the longer hitters will actually hit. And bunkers, once again, short of a green. So as long as you can fly that second shot to at least the front of the green, then they really do not come into play.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
Has his par. Good par 3 here at the 14th. It's a little bit more than 200 yards, Frank.
And there's a bunker short. So you've got to fly that coming in there. And if you do miss time one, that's when that body of water to the right really comes into play. Typical Floridian golf, but high-flying, soft-landing tee shot, once again, is the goal.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Just a couple of feet. Comfortably inside the cut line, the young prodigy makes another birdie. So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the BioWare Classic. So, Frank, a perfect lie right here, and now this gives him a chance to take the next step, which is get after this hole location.
Yeah, so many more options now, and basically it's just going to come down to club selection now. This is absolutely perfect. This is one where he can get a reward from.
Seems to like it. He's headed for the fat part of the green. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Starting to make a nice move. 5 under with that birdie for the tournament. Par 5 12th here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club is 576 yards. First par 5 on this backside.
Oh, that's fine.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. And from the fairway for his second shot here. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. It's the beautiful part of golf. Brand new day, new hole. Remember, he made a bogey here yesterday. This time for birdie.
Just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Here we go at the par 4 13th, 452 yards. What's the best angle of attack?
The straight line really is the best way here, like a lot of holes on the golf course. But straight, as we know, is not often easy. Fairway does start to widen up the further out there you get it. So for the longer hitters, this hole actually plays relatively easy. For the shorter hitters in that narrow area, that'll leave you a lengthy second shot where you just might have to bisect the 2 front greenside bunkers.
Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie.
It's at sneaky distance.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Settles in over the putt. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Moving on to the tricky 14th here at the Wetlands. It's 204 yards, but there is plenty of trouble out there. Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
He's putting for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, what's a player feeling knowing they have one more round to go and they could have a chance at making a run and maybe win this thing?
No, it's a great feeling, Rich. At this point, really, it's just about whether you can handle the nerves. You know everybody up there is going to be feeling them.
EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the BioWare Classic. Second shot now, and this is from 140 yards away. This is a good-looking shot. You cannot hide the flagstick from that man inside of 5 feet. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage, and you're not going to birdie every hole.
He'll take par and move on. 14th hole here at the Wetlands, a dangerous par 3, comes in at 204 yards. There's some trouble out there.
And this is where you have to readjust your focus. If you start looking right or left of this green, you see all the problems that could come in and prevail. Instead, just look at that front bunker. Try and fly your tee shot over that, somewhere around the front edge of the green, maybe 3 or 4 yards on, and then the hole becomes that much easier.
Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. This from 7 feet. Oh yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
Final par 5 on the backside here at the Wetlands. It's 590 yards.
Which is really a tempting. Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power?
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. This shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. Wow, I thought he made that. I'd be very happy with that one.
Yeah, lag putt. I mean, really, it's unrealistic to try and make those. So anytime you can two-putt from there is a good result.
Putting up some impressive numbers out here now, 9 under for the tournament. 16th hole at the Wetlands is a par 4, 455 yards.
Once again, board for a straight tee shot, but this green heavily guarded by sand. So good tee shot. This one, you're going to hit one of the better iron shots required at Wetlands. Now, this game is all about variables, right? Rich, if you hit into a bad lie, it completely changes the nature of the next shot. When the ball sits up like that, it is just liberty of choice now.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. And with that birdie, moves into second place. Par 3 17th, Frank, it's 238 yards.
There's still a chance for birdie here, though. Green shape's a little bit to the player's right, so a nice high draw coming in here. Even finding the middle of the putting surface will give you a chance to putt to really any position on this green.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Well, that was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Solid play, heart of the green, and getting ready for the putt. Doesn't dig into the lead with that par, but Frank, sometimes, and you know this as well as anyone, you just have to kind of maintain your footing out there. Final hole here at the Wetlands Golf and Country Club. It's par 4. It's not a long one, 377 yards. There must be some trouble out there somewhere.
Well, not really if you keep your wits about you. Just tee shot. You don't have to hit driver down here. Even a 3-wood's only going to leave a short iron. If you hit the 3-wood 250, 260 yards, do the maths, it's only 120 yards left. With that, with a scoring club, try and get that inside 10, 15 feet. Finish with a birdie.
But if you stray, then what?
Oh, no, we don't think of straying on this hole. This is the last hole. Got to finish well.
But I'm thinking about gators. Are there gators out there?
Well, there's gator on the menu.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. What a great tournament finish. This one is in the books, and look who finished on top of the leaderboard.
Rich, this has to go down as a classic. Our champion was simply on fire. And I'm looking forward now to see how next week pans out.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Beautiful looking shot right here. Good contact, good result.
Second shot.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
So a tester from 4 feet. You get the sense now with that birdie that our young star, so explosive, is setting himself up for a big weekend run. 13th hole is where the action is right now. Let's take you there. As we check in on this early round action, we join our featured golfer, already playing well to this point. A couple of low numbers on the scorecard.
Yeah, it looks very good. Good swings out there and some good putting as well.
Second shot, good look at the green. Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity.
Ooh, chance for birdie.
Frank had the touch of a plumber right there.
Yeah, you'd like a redo, wouldn't you? Wake up, wake up!
Solid par to remain 1 under. Fourteenth hole, Frank, more than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that too, slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up.
I don't know that that approach will make the highlight reel, but he still has a chance if he makes this putt.
Yeah, 21's when you come of age, don't they say? 21 feet away.
That would have been a real bonus had it dropped, but as it is, good putt. These putts keep the round together. Well, Frank, you hear it so often. This is a game of dealing with your miscues.
That's the beauty of this game of golf. You give it, and it taketh away.
So with that, the score is now at even par. At the 15th hole now at Bay Hill, this is a massive dogleg, Frank.
Yeah, if you were a Bubba Watson, well, when he goes after it like he is here. Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
That will be a great look at birdie.
Even par, currently.
That birdie gets the player to red figures, 1 under for the tournament. Alongside Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner for EA Sports. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its second-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational.
Nice.
Looks good. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Just a solid second shot right in the fairway.
Rich, it's not all gone. This is where you can pick yourself off the canvas. Start to string together one or two good shots in a row.
Wipe away all the negative thoughts from the bad start and just try to focus on what's in front of you.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. So, Frank, just from the fringe, what's the best way to hit this shot?
The best players with chip. This is going to be risky, though. I don't know if he's got the skill.
Birdie try up next. Par yesterday, now for birdie. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace. It's hard to be critical of that.
Just a couple of feet. Been a little too much of that, Frank, just sort of ho-hum pars. Now at the par 3 7th, Frank, it's just under 200 yards.
But it's still quite daunting. A very narrow entry on that left side. So you've got to hit the ball flush off the tee. Really guarantee a carry of that over that right bunker. So it's still a daunting tee shot.
This is a good-looking shot. Just another solid shot, about 8 feet from the hole. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. We haven't seen a whole lot of that, Frank, but that has to feel good. Good spot to be in, fresh off a birdie.
Yeah, all of a sudden you start to feel like you've got the game in hand. Rich, there's rough and rough. That ball is needle-nosed down.
Can't even see it from here. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. That one is going to end up in the rough. Frank, better than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that looked like it was headed for that thick stuff the whole way, but a little fortunate. But then I guess you're allowed that in this game.
And he's made it onto the green now. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. Come on, you have to make that, don't you? Drop shot here at the 8th. Settles in over the putt. Frank, this is just an embarrassing performance.
There's no crying in golf, Rich.
It's a consistent theme here at Bay Hill, if you can carry it 300 yards.
Bay Hill always favors the longer hitter.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, you want to make the turn in style? We're here at the 9th, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
Now this for birdie came away with par in the previous round. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number 1, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Always take that. Good par putt right there. Don't forget third round coverage coming your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo, I'm Rich Lerner, saying so long for now. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. We're at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida, site of one of the PGA Tour's premier stops, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Always attracting a great field, and through the years, it has been the scene of just some championship play from one guy in particular.
Tiger Woods has won there an incredible 8 times.
A good opening shot here at the first, right in the middle of the fairway. Good swing, excellent rhythm.
He's safely on deck.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
He's made it. Off to the first hole. Frank, time for the third round and time for a good start.
That's right. 2 rounds in the bank. And what will today have to offer?
Superb shot.
It's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
And getting ready for the putt. Everybody loves him. Birdie on the card. Frank, now to the third hole, and where's the trouble here? That's fairly obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's one thing you don't want to remind yourself of. There's a bunker all the way down the right side. That's a good place to aim. Grab the fire extinguisher. Put out that ball is on fire. It's melting going through the air. Oh, that's fine.
That, Frank, is position A.
Wouldn't you like to have that in your bag every day?
Love it. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
What a display of shot making this has been, Frank.
That incredible approach shot there. The easiest of birdies coming up.
That birdie will help, Frank.
Certainly moving into the top half, that's for sure. And starting to narrow that number down in front.
Rich Lerner with Frank Nobilo back at the fourth hole. It's par 5, the first one on the golf course, and Frank, a really good scoring opportunity.
It certainly is. 2 bunkers down the left. Just want to keep it inside that. If you flare it a little right, there's a hazard that just sneaks up on you.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
Second shot.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, tricky little third shot here at the par 5 fourth.
Especially if you don't have a full number, because there's just that little mound in the middle of the green. If you get on the wrong side of that, instantly you can be 30, 40 feet away. So check where the flag is. Is it front? Is it back? And then try and land it in that section.
Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Well, the time is now to start making birdies, and there we go. 1 on the board, and suddenly inside the top 20.
Yeah, nothing to be ashamed of in that, but really, you've got to be aggressive from here on in.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Going to need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
In the hole for birdie. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the 6th?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
Good tee shot, good lie, and now a good chance to take advantage here on this hole. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Well on the green, but far from the hole.
A little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This would be a huge momentum swing. This one's for birdie. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, that was an impressive round out there today.
Couldn't agree more, Rich. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of this tournament plays out.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Terrific golf shot, and now that for an easy birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, deep in the round at the 15th, you need to maybe make something happen. How difficult is that with such a huge dog leg here?
Once again, make sure you know the distance to carry the bunker or run out. You've got to play to your strength.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Beautiful shot. That is tight.
Unbelievable. That is one to savor for the rest of the round.
Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there, takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front, that second shot which comes over the lake, and that's a hold your breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill. This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Slight miss, and he'll have to deal with some of the heavy grass.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Always like this par 3, Frank. Par 3 17th. Let me amend that. I like watching the best in the world play it because it can be daunting, especially with the pressure ratcheted up.
When they had the tournament on, this green is brick hard. A little bit downhill. That's about the only advantage you get.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Frank looks like maybe the greatest bunker player of all time right there.
Well, he's making a name for himself today. You could certainly put him up there with Gary Players, Severiano Ballesteros. That was just a great bunker shot.
Workman-like hole. He walks away with a par. Frank, how'd you like to be a rookie? You're going up against, at the time, the greatest player in the game, the great white shark, Greg Norman, and you hole a 7-iron to win a tournament?
Well, all you had to do was look at the expression on Norman's face as that ball landed and went in.
What did he hit there?
7-iron.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. That'll put a wrap on our final round coverage for all of us at EA Sports. I'm Rich Lerner. We'll see you next time.
You